Hi guys, thanks for joining me on this one. Today we're going to talk about the admin portal that is part of S2 Search. So let me just bring up demo. Okay, so what we're going to do is let's pretend we've got a fictitious dealer. So let's pretend I've got a dealership, J. Gilmartin Motors, and I'm interested in becoming a customer of Square 2 Digital, so I want an S2 Search instance. So what we're looking at here is the demo instance. And when I use the term instance, I mean a instance of S2 Search that has a unique domain. So demo.s2search is a unique domain with a unique data source and unique configuration. So what we've done for J. Gilmartin Motors is I've created a separate instance, although it looks identical to this one right now. It's a separate instance with a unique URL, and we've got a unique data source. So again, although the data is the same, it is a different data source, and we have unique configuration, again, although it's the same currently as the demo site. So what we're going to do is we're going to log into the admin portal, and we're going to make some changes to this instance to match the company branding of J. Gilmartin Motors, which in this example is a green. We've got some hex codes that we're going to use to add the theming. And then we've got a custom logo as well for J. Gilmartin Motors as a business. And we're going to make a few other changes as well in terms of the nav bar and some of the UIs and so forth. So let's jump into that now then. So if I go to admin.s2search.co.uk, what this does, so what we've got here straight away is this is Azure B2C. So what I'm doing is I'm using this third-party identity provider, which is Microsoft's identity provider. And what that's going to allow me to do is create users and not have to worry or have any concern or any involvement with credentials or anything with users. So it's all managed by Microsoft. So what I've got is I've got this fictitious employee. His name's James, and he manages my websites. Let's pretend he works for me and he manages my websites. So as part of the onboarding process, we've created James an account through Azure B2C, and then we binded it to the J. Gilmartin Motors instance. So let's log in with James. So let's choose next and select password. Okay. Right, cool. So we're in the admin portal, and you can see here that the one we're targeting is J. Gilmartin Motors. Now the other thing before I run through everything, you'll see here we've got this radio button. Now the idea for this is you can have multiple search instances for one account. So for example, if we go to S2 Search on here, we've got multiple packages that we offer, and each package has a number of different instances available. So for example, on the standard package, you get up to 3 instances. So what that means is, for example, demo could be one, J. Gilmartin Motors could be another, and you could have maybe another one for maybe supporting any other application that will be involved in your business. So a typical example could be jgilmartinmotors.co.uk. You could use search.jgilmartinmotors as maybe for your enterprise website, your front-end website. Then maybe within your business, you might have some sort of DMS application that you might want to use a search for to enhance that. You could have anything, or an auction site, a mobile app, whatever. Anything that's web-based can use this system. So if you had a desire for maybe more than one, then in that case the standard package will make sense, whereas a basic one you just get one. So let's just jump back to the admin portal then. So I'll give you a good run through of everything here. So when you first log in, the overview is the default tab. What you see is these search insights. So as part of the package, what we do is every time someone interacts with your search, so let's say I'm searching for Volvos, when I interact and everything I do, every time I change anything with the text bar there, or I go to a filter and I select something, and everything is logged within a SQL backend. And then what that does is that will drive these insights, so you get an idea for, for example, currently popular makes, trends over time, and these highlighted cards, so the number of searches in the last 7 days, number of searches a day, and you can alter this as well to adjust the days. Now this is an MVP system, and there's so much more I want to do with this. So for example, I want additional graphs for things like popular attributes, so you'd be able to track over time maybe the sort of vehicles people are more interested in, maybe things like colours, make, model, everything basically. So all the different filters that you get on here can all be used within this this reporting facility. And one of the things I'm going to do is, once this has been online for a few weeks and we've got some good data, I'm going to build a Power BI reporting application, and then I'll make that publicly accessible so you can see the sort of reporting intelligence you can get from this. And the idea for this, it's going to be, I think, beneficial for businesses in two ways. One, it's really going to help marketing, so they know what people are doing. They've got a good insight for your customers, and how they're using your application, your websites, and so forth. And it's also going to be really useful as well for your buyers as well. So you could give this data to them, and they could use this as long as with the other tools that they're using, to just as another aid really, to say, oh, okay, well, there's some interesting data coming through. Maybe there's a certain types of cars people are searching more that's spiking. So if you see that out in the wild when you're buying, maybe that should be something you buy because there's demand based on the data you're getting through this, and obviously loads of other things as well. So the overview page gives you the insights. There's also a link here as well. So when you select an instance, you'll get this button, and if you click on that, that will just take you straight to the search instance, so you know exactly which one you're editing. So let's move down to the next one, which is configuration. So let's click on that. Okay, so what we have here is we've got, let's just talk about these ones first. So we have two toggle switches. We've got enable autocomplete, which is currently enabled. So that means if I go to, just close demos. If I go to this, yeah, you see I'm getting the autocomplete popping up, and that's because I've got that enabled in here. So if I disable that, go back to here, refresh, and then try it, I get no autocomplete. So you can turn that on and off. It depends on what your preference is. If you prefer it on, great. If you want to keep it in mega simple, then turn it off. The other thing you can do as well is you can hide the icons. So if I hide the icons and then refresh, look at those there. They're gone now. So you can have mega simple UI. So that's with everything turned off. So no autocomplete and no icons. Obviously you can mix and match that. So refresh that. And then we obviously get our autocomplete. So that's the two configurations so far. I've designed this specifically so it can be extended. So in time, when I develop new features and build new things, they can be deployed automatically, and any customer will just benefit from those immediately, and then there'll just be additional switches. As you probably noticed, this is super simple. I wanted to make it as simple as possible, because there's nothing worse than a complex configuration portal. Okay, right, so the next thing to look at is these here, these placeholders. Now these are the dynamic placeholders, and what they do, so if you look here, see how it says Honda Type R red, and then Mercedes Benz S63 AMG, so that's all relation to these here. So you can customize these to match your stock profile, and these could be really useful if, for example, maybe you had a big batch of, say, Ford Focus, black Ford Focus has come in, and you thought, all right, well, let's entice the users to search for those sort of vehicles. So what you can do there, so if I update that, and then if I go back to here and refresh, see there, Ford Focus black. So this is just a nice little feature you can do to just enhance your stock profile, really. So if you've, as I say, if you've got a specific type of product in, product type in that you're keen to drive as much traffic to as possible, then this can be a nice little feature just to entice the user to type in the thing you want to be trying to save. So let me just change that. Let's put 3 Series estate. Let's do that. So let's update that, and then if we go back to this, refresh. So Ford Focus black, Ford Fiesta, and then BMW 3 Series estate. Obviously you want to put the capital S in, so let's do that. There we go. And then as soon as you've done that, and then any user that comes on or you refresh, that'll just be instantly available. So nice little feature there for dynamic placeholders. So that's configuration. Let's move on to the theme then. So this is where you can update the UI to match your branding or company colours, essentially. So what we've got primary colour, secondary colour, a navbar colour. We've got logo URL, and we've got missing image URL as well. So what we're going to do is, I've got some examples here. So first of all, if you wanted to, if for example you've you've got maybe a colour you want to match it to, but you haven't got an exact hex code, then you can just use this colour wheel and then just pick, you know, the exact colour you want. And so if I pick something a bit garish, let's say just something so we know it's changed, like something like that. Save those changes, and then go back to here and refresh. There we go. That's changed the text colours. Let me close that version. So what I've got is some, yeah, kind of I prepared this earlier. I've got some green colours that match my fictitious dealership company branding. So I've got a green there, and the great thing about this, as soon as you paste it in or you change it, you get the preview there, so you know exactly the colour you're putting in. So let's put this in as well. There we go. So let's save that back to here. There we go. So we've got dark green buttons, and we've got green text and a kind of lighter green nav bar. Now I want to get rid of this because it's your business, not mine. So let's go on here then. So we've got these two URLs, these endpoints. So all you need to do is wherever your logo is, or on your missing image, just put those somewhere that can be accessible. So like, for example, a CDN or your web server or wherever, anywhere that's publicly accessible that can be invoked via URL, and then you can put it in here, and then the app will pick it up. So let's update the logo. So I've done this hideous logo because design isn't certainly not my forte. And then let's put this in as well, which is the missing image. Let's put that in. Let's save changes. There we go. So let's refresh this now. That's not right. I think, yeah, I know what the problem is. Let me just remove that. Let's refresh. There we go. There's my hideous logo. And what I'd recommend you do is you're better off going for an SVG if you can, because it just means that, you know, all this stuff is vector graphics anyway. It just means that it will just scale to any size. So if you've got an SVG, brilliant. If not, you know, you can always use a PNG, JPEG, GIF, whatever, a bitmap image. But ideally, you want to use an SVG. And once you've configured your theme, if I go to filters now, you'll see it also is on here as well. So when I select a tick, you see that's green as well. So it's just a nice, and the chips are green as well, the selection chips. The back to top button is green. Clear those out. And then as I search through, if I do next page, you'll see it all just matches your company colours. So it's just a nice way of ensuring, and there's the missing image as well. So before it wasn't that, it was a stock image. Now it's a custom missing image, and it matches your business. So there are all the ways you can modify this to match your the application that this is assisting. So yeah, just gives you a nice way to update the theme. So configuration, theme, we've done that. So alerts then. So we're going to cover this on the next video because this basically is alerts based on vehicle data when you upload, and that's going to be the next video we're going to run through. So we've looked at the desktop UX, we've looked at the mobile UX. So I'll tell you what, let's just quickly jump to that now. So this is how it looks on mobile with the theme in. So yeah, looks really nice. Yeah, we've looked at configuration, theme. The next thing we're going to look at is the data. So how can you upload your data to this? So as I mentioned in the previous video, the way this is all configured is if you use FTP to send a CSV file, which pretty much every dealer does to Auto-Trader, then that feed will automatically be compatible with this. So you just have to set this to be a source. So in the next video, we're going to run through how that works, how to set it up. You'll be glad to know it's super easy. What we're going to do is we're going to clear all this data, and we're going to upload new data, and you'll see how fast it is and how that works. So yeah, that's on the next video. So yeah, thanks for your time, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.